Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back. I thank you guys again for joining me. Today I want to do a book review, and this is a New York Times bestseller. It's called How Jesus Became God, The Exaltation of a Jewish Preacher from Galilee by Bart D. Ehrman. And I've done some book reviews. I got other books of his. I did some book reviews, and this book here, let's see. This book was, try to find out when it was, 2014, copyright published. Book's roughly 404 pages long. Back it's got notes, scriptural index notes, things like that. But this book discusses what the early Jewish Christians believed about Yeshua. And then as time went on, 300 years down the line, the Council of Nicaea and Constantine, what they did to change things around. So the question is, how Jesus became God. Did the early Christians believe that he was God in the flesh, half God, mortal man? Now, I don't want to, no spoilers here, but I just wanted to let you know. And if you have an open mind, I'd say get this book. I got it off Amazon.com, real cheap. It's a little bent. Pages are folded. It's highlighted, which I don't mind the highlights in it. It's got acknowledgments right here. Acknowledgments here, and then it goes right to the first chapter, which is Divine Humans in Ancient Greece and Rome. That's the first chapter. Because the Caesars were considered sons of God, and when Yeshua comes around saying he's a son of God, he's basically challenging what the Caesar. He's and that's treasonous, and he Bart here. That's one reason one reason out of many he's thinking that's why Yeshua was crucified. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I could read back here from the introduction. It says here, as a historian, I am no longer obsessed with the theological question of how God became a man, but with the historical question of how a man became God. So that's from the introduction there. I'm reading this in the back. And let's see. I don't know if I ever gave you Mr. Ehrman's credentials, of course, but they're in the back of the book. It says here, he is one of the most renowned and controversial Bible scholars in the world today, a master explainer of Christian history, texts, and traditions. His work continues to drive debate among supporters and detractors alike. Ehrman is the James A. Gray Distinguished Professor of Religious Studies at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and is the author of more than 20 books, including the New York Times bestseller, Misquoting Jesus, God's Problem, Jesus Interpreted and Forged. Visit him online at www.bartehrman.com. Right here it says. So, yeah, I got this book off of Amazon. Checked it out, read it. I've read, like I said, I've read his other books, Lost Christianities, Misquoting Jesus, and what else? I know I have another book besides this. I have 4 of his books. But anyways, yeah. If you have an open mind, want to check this out, feel free to check it out. I encourage you to get it. He's not Mr. Ehrman's he's agnostic, once believer. He looks at the Bible through a historical lens. So some people might be offended by it, others might not be so offended by it, but it's worth checking out. I got this book really, really cheap. I mean, it's not in the best condition, but it's far not in the worst condition. But anyways, that's all I have to say about that. And I thank you guys for joining me. Till we meet again, brothers and sisters, peace out and shalom.